So let's compose ourselves. Let's say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Panatipata vemani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinnadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kamesu miccācara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya majjapamadhatana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Imani panca sikkhapadani samadhiyami. Imani panca sikkhapadani samadhiyami. Imani panca sikkhapadani samadhiyami. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. So today we will talk about his enlightenment, isn't it? Huh? Okay. So after all this struggle, and then he sat under the Bodhi tree. There are a lot of views on he sat under the Bodhi tree. Huh? Okay, so anyway, he sat under the Bodhi tree. He vowed that he will not move until he attained his final enlightenment. Huh? So we will touch on the night of his enlightenment. Any questions here? No, he decided that he should not, because we told you the story about him taking the milk rice, isn't it? Sujata offered the milk rice. And then when he took the milk rice, his 5 friends abandoned him. The 5 friends thought that he had given up, he thought, because there the practice was austere practice, self-mortification, and they punish the body, they don't eat, They only eat about 2 grains of rice a day until the Buddha became so thin. Until the Buddha became so thin, you saw the translate. Actually, recently I saw another video that went viral that there was a man in India who looks like that, exactly like that. Stomach went in like that. Exactly, So that people still practicing that in short. Where they punish the body, they think that the body is a source of all the defilements. In Buddhism, the body is not the source. The source is the mind. So this practice is ongoing actually. Recently I saw a video, I told you, they went viral. And then there was an ascetic who looks exactly like this picture. Exactly. Okay. Then we have covered the Mara's daughter and all those things.
Brother,
Okay, so we talk about the Sorry?
Brother Tan,
Yeah.
can I ask a question? When the Buddha, Gautama Buddha first met the Buddha at that time, Dipankara, right? There was many.
Oh, yes,
Uh,
yes, yes. There was many Buddhas away. Huh? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. My question is, many Buddha during that time was
Yeah.
Buddha, well, Gautama Buddha already an Arahant?
Very hard to say. The book doesn't say so, lah. But if you were to observe carefully, I think he was already, and I don't know, lah. But the book doesn't say so, lah. Okay, it doesn't say so. Huh? Let me not confuse you with my views, lah. Okay. So the answer is no. He was not an Arahant yet, but he vowed, he vowed that he wants to be like Buddha Dipara. He wants to be fully enlightened, and he wants to go around preaching like Buddha's Dipankara like that. Yeah, that is what he pledged lah.
Okay, but then
Ah,
before his enlightenment,
yeah,
it's shown that he saw uh, four sight, right? So during that
yeah, the
time,
foresight.
also was
Yeah.
the Gautama uh, Buddha was he enlightened, Arahant already?
No, 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 yet, no, yet. He was still an ordinary prince. No, no. You
Still
see,
an
if you
ordinary person.
yeah, if you say yes, he's an Arahant, then people argue back that he has no more rebirth. You see? That's why during the time of Dipankara, although you notice that his behavior appears to be like an Arahant, but the book doesn't say so lah. So you better say no lah, because if he were Arahant, he will not have any more rebirth. Correct? He would have
Mm-hmm.
gone to Nibbana lah. Correct.
Oh,
Okay, so that's why after many practices, from then until he was born as Siddhartha, that's where he perfected his 10 paramis. Remember?
yeah.
So he perfected his 10 paramis, but he's still not enlightened lah. He has perfected his 10 paramis lah. But the 10 paramis helped him a lot in his search for enlightenment lah. Because he has perfected all these 10 paramis, you see. Ah, so when
Okay,
he was
so you
born as ah
this is Siddhartha, right? Siddhartha. So
yeah,
he's been so determined to get enlightened. So for
yes,
us, we look at it, ordinary person nowadays, it will be very difficult to be an arahant, isn't it? You see, the Buddha himself takes so many rebirth, then
okay,
only be enlightened and fully be a
okay,
Buddha.
yeah, you are right,
So
and also
almost
sometimes huh?
impossible to be an arahant nowadays.
Not true and not true lah. Because you know why? The Buddha was struggling without a teacher last time. He didn't have another Buddha to teach him. He didn't have the theory to follow. That's why he was difficult for him. But for us, I have I'm in a conclusion that it's not difficult because we have the teachings from the fully enlightened Buddha, and to achieve enlightenment for us is to be an arahant. Our level of enlightenment is an arahant. We must follow the teachings of Gautama Buddha or Gautama Buddha,
The
which is
big
very
difference now,
simple.
yes, yes. The big difference now is because Gautama Buddha already got the
Yes,
process of how to be
yes,
enlightened.
yes.
Yeah, okay. We are lucky
Yeah.
that he
So
already
we
set
follow
the
him. We follow his teachings. Okay. So his
okay,
teaching
okay.
for enlightenment, yeah, his teaching for enlightenment actually is in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. We'll come to that later, which he says is to fully understand the Four Noble Truths. Buddhism is very simple, huh? But not easy lah. It's simple but not easy lah. Not easy to practice lah. Not easy lah, but it's simple. Okay, when the Buddha was enlightened, he realized that the way to enlightenment is to realize the Four Noble Truths. Remember, in the in our Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, he said that. Remember, I have it here lah. We will come to that later, maybe. I have it all in the slides now. Okay, anyway, I'll just briefly tell you. Then later you will come to the slide. Okay. So when he was enlightened, he told us that it's very easy to be enlightened. It is to understand, you see. He says, Idang dukkha arya satchantime bhikkhave pubbe ananusute sudamesu cakung udapadi, nyanang udapadi. Oh, anyway, we'll come to that later, Maybe if you want, I can just briefly tell you, but I won't go into detail first. Huh? So you notice that he tells us that it is he has found the solution to be enlightened, correct? So for us, it's not impossible or it's not difficult anymore if you can follow his teachings closely. And the teachings are very simple, is to realize the Four Noble Truths in the three aspects. You first must know the Four Noble Truths. You must know the truth of suffering. Then you must put that knowledge to practice until you fully realize that. We have not realized the truth of suffering yet. Okay? That is why we are still stuck in samsara. We know we are on level one. We know there is a truth of suffering, but we have not fully realized the truth of suffering. That is why we are still attached. The second point the Buddha says the cause of suffering is also what we know, is attachment, correct? Craving. We all know, but we cannot let go. We are still attached to our worldly properties. We still cannot let go. Correct? So we know only on this level, we have not succeeded in putting that knowledge into full practice, and then eventually we become enlightened. Correct? Fully realize. And then you must know that there is Nibbana. Huh? And then you must realize Nibbana. And then he said the way to realize the Nibbana is to follow the Eightfold Path lah. So it's lah, correct.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
if we can do this, brother, we are an arhat already, you are enlightened, So the Buddha's teaching is very simple, but not easy because we cannot realize that, Uh, correct.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
cannot realize the truth yet. You see, we know, yes, as a subject we know, but as a practice we have not realized yet. Correct. Because if we realize the truth of suffering, then we have no attachment. Correct. That means you have perfected your eightfold path. That means you are already in Nibbana. So that is the Buddha's teaching lah. So our duty is to make sure it is not impossible for us, but to make sure that we practice this way. Now, and okay, I will just extend a little bit. In order to practice this way, of course, you don't worry about being an arahant first. The Buddha says there are stages lah. You can become a sotapanna first, and then become a sakadagami, then anagami, then only arahant. Meaning the Buddha give you a simple, gradual, gradual learning, First, we must learn to be a sotapanna. What are the criteria of sotapanna? You read carefully. We will come to that later. And you find that the criteria is not impossible. It's quite simple. To be a sotapanna is simple. Give up the rituals, all the rituals that we do. Remember, the rituals are not puja. The rituals are not our small Chinese rituals. The rituals are when we practice ritual, we know that this ritual does not bring to enlightenment. We must realize that, okay? That we know, I think, okay? The next thing we have to give up is we have to understand self, anatta, correct? So that's difficult lah. We have not understood anatta lah, correct? Many of us are still stuck with anatta lah. We think that this is a permanent self, We do not know this body is not us. We have not realized that. That is our problem. So Buddhism is very simple, brother. So we can, if you ask me, I say we can achieve to be a sotapanna at least this life, if not an arahant. Okay, the way is given by the Buddha. Follow the eightfold path, right? Which is quite simple,
Okay.
right? School people, right? Oh, right livelihood, I think we are almost there. We are already perfect. I don't think that we are corrupted people. We don't even kill for a living. We don't go and steal for a living, So livelihood, I think we have achieved quite easy for us lah. But speech is still difficult lah. Right, action also difficult for us lah. Sometimes we put in the wrong actions lah. And then right effort to make sure that we put right idea. Coming here to listen to the Dhamma, this is the right effort lah. Try to understand, I have not understood fully. That's why difficult for me to make enlightened. See? If I'm enlightened, then I can just click my finger and then you also can be enlightened. So I'm not. So we are struggling together lah. But we know the way is like that lah. But we must put this way to practice. Then we must have right effort. Then we say we must have right mindfulness. Our mindfulness is not right yet. Many of us are not so mindful in life. We still make mistakes. We still slip here and there, so we are not mindful enough. And then our mind is not very focused. There's no proper concentration, Correct? So we have no proper concentration. That's why our mind is always jumping here and jumping there. There's no focus. You see? So that's why we do the puja. It is a training to focus your mind. Puja is like a training to focus your mind. Then you must have always cultivate the right thoughts. So these are the basic teachings of the Buddha, which we will cover after this. And then we can go into detail. You can ask me a little bit more, brother.
Right. Thank you. Okay.
Okay. So on Vesak Day, when he was enlightened, what do you mean when he was enlightened? See, on the full moon of the month of May, okay, the date here we follow is 588 BC lah. Okay, never mind about the dates. There are few scholars who dispute the dates and all that. I don't worry, all these things doesn't lead you to enlightenment lah. But basically, we follow 588 BC. Prince Siddhartha was enlightened. He is now the Buddha. Okay. So events on the night of enlightenment lah. If you refer to the Mahasachaka Sutta, the first watch of the night. First watch is from 10 to 2, I think. He developed the power of seeing and remembering previous lives, First, he remembered 1 life, then 2 lives, then 100 lives, then 1,000 lives, then he remembered all. Up to all the limit he has remembered. So first 1, then 2, then numerous, then even dissolution and evolution and many world cycles. Okay? So he knew that. Now, why is it important? You see, sometimes you notice that people say that maybe I'm not saying people are right or wrong. People say that sometimes we notice that people say that the world has a creator, has a start, has a beginning lah. Correct? But the Buddha says the world has no start, no beginning, no ending, because it is continuous, and the Buddha has gone to very, very, very far distance, He did not see the start of the world. Okay? But other religions say that he was created, he will be destroyed one day. That is what they say. But from the Buddha's point of view, the Buddha has meditated and gone through up to billions and billions and billions of lives, and he did not see the start of the earth yet. There's no beginning, there's no ending. Okay? So that is the meaning of this lah. Okay? Second watch of the night, he was able to see death and rebirth and beginning due to cause and effect dependent on co-origination. He contemplated on paticca samuppada. So on the second watch of the night, he reflected again on the cause and effect. Cause and effect he have understood before he became the Buddha. Some say so, we agree. So first night, okay, the first watch, when he was enlightened, he went through, he can see all his past birth and past birth and past birth and many, 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 many. That is why you hear the Buddha says, we have lived so many times in our life, that our tears can fill the ocean, that this kind of number of lives have lived, and we still not enlightened, But now we have a very good chance because there is a Gautama Buddha. He left his teachings intact for us. So we have a chance now to become an Arahant or become a Sotapanna now. We have a very good chance if you follow his teachings. Okay. Now, second watch, then he contemplated on cause and effect, the dependent origination. Then he knows that because these things happen, because of these things happen. Remove the cause, there is no effect. Correct? For example, this cause and effect for us to understand. You see, the Buddha doesn't say about creator, just says that it's cause and effect. Example, if you take a tin, a milk, whatever dirty tin, you put water and then you leave it in the sun or leave it in the bush somewhere, leave it in the house somewhere, you notice the bacteria grow, correct? Bacteria will grow or the larvae is there, correct? What is the meaning of this? This is the conditions are there lah. That's what the Buddha says. Because the conditions are there, there is water, there is sunlight, there is oxygen, the larvae will grow lah. The mosquito come and lay eggs, then you get larvae lah. Or bacteria will grow. Is it? So this is not created lah. Correct or not? This is because the conditions are right. So that's what the Buddha says. For us, the conditions are right. That is why we are born. Correct? So this is the meaning of paticca samuppada. When there is a condition, there is an effect lah. You remove condition, there is no effect lah. Correct? So like I said, you put a tin with water, you leave it for 3 days, bacteria will grow there, larvae will grow there, even though the moss will grow. Because why? Because conditions are there. The water is there, sunlight is there, oxygen is there, bacteria will grow, mosquito lay eggs, larvae will grow there. Or maybe all the moss will start growing. That is the meaning of cause and effect. The paticca samuppada should contemplated again to realize the paticca samuppada. Then after the third one, last watch of the night, then he realized the noble truth of suffering. He realized the Four Noble Truths, in short lah. Okay? So he realized the noble truth of suffering, dukkha, arya satchang, the noble truth to the cause of suffering, dukkha, samudaya, arya satchang, the noble truth, cessation of suffering, dukkha, nirodha, arya satchang, and the noble truth to the way to end suffering, dukkha, nirodha, gamini, patipada. Okay, that is the middle way. Correct. Then he is a Samma Sambuddha. We put here. Okay. So on this one, any question, brother?
No, it's all right. Yeah.
Okay. Slowly you will come to. You will answer your question more in detail, lah. I have a lot of slides to answer your questions, lah. Okay. So the Buddha sought answers. Okay. Now, what is the Buddha's enlightenment? What do you mean by he was enlightened? Let us not forget. That's why I say life of the Buddha very interesting, very important. If I go deeper, that means today one slide we can talk the whole night lah. Okay, so maybe we just touch and go a bit lah. So what is the Buddha's enlightenment? What do you mean by his enlightenment? You don't forget lah. The Buddha sought answers to the problems of suffering and the continual cycle of birth, death, rebirth, which he witnessed all around him. He rejected the path of complete self-denial, asceticism, asceticism, and also rejected the comfort and indulgence of former life as a prince. He resolved to sit under the tree to meditate on these issues until the answers to this problem became clear to him. His revelation has been called the Four Noble Truths, a summation of the cause of human suffering and the possibility and pathway to enlightenment for all beings. Remember, his purpose of renouncing is what? Is to find a way to end suffering. What was the suffering that he saw? The four sights. Remember the four sights? When he saw the four sights. So we say that these four sights triggered him. What are the four sights that he saw? We say that he saw an old man. Then suddenly he saw a corpse. Then after that, he saw this in series. That's why. Of course, he knows what an old man was, but he didn't see this in series. So when he saw this in series, he realized that, people can become old. His beautiful wife will become old. I told you that, That innocent baby that was just born, Rahula just born. The poor innocent baby will also grow old, fall sick, and die, When he saw these four sights, he realized that he saw the dead man, and he saw, he saw an old man, he saw a sick man, he saw a dead man, then he saw an ascetic, okay? So this one triggered triggered him. So remember, I said these first sights are the one that actually triggered him to leave home. To leave home because when he realized that, fired and moved by the foresight, Siddhartha realized that he could only find true happiness in life when he shared the love he had for his family to all humanity. So he realized, to do it not easy lah. So that's why on this night of enlightenment, he found that way. He found the way. On this night of enlightenment, he found the solution of how to share all his love to everybody, not only restricted to his family. How to share his compassion, his metta. Then he realized that actually that you shouldn't be attached. So the non-attachment is the cause of the suffering. Okay, remember? So these four noble truths here, we go in detail later. So last watch of the night, he realized the noble truth of suffering, dukkha. Then he realized that yes, this suffering is caused by what? He wanted to share all his love for everybody, but he couldn't. Then only he realized that attachment is the one that is hindering his progress. Then he says the second cause, the cause of suffering is attachment. You see, then he says you let go, then you can realize. So now we know he has taught us what to do. So we have to learn to let go slowly, brother. But don't let go overnight, maybe difficult for us. First, we let go is what the Buddha says. We let go the idea that all these rituals that you do, that doesn't bring you salvation. Don't worry. Example, now we know that we shigui, we pai to our parents, not because we want salvation, not because you can go to Nibbana, but it is to show our gratefulness. Right? One day we go to the temple, we pai also, that is to reflect that we are grateful to our master. Not because we pai Buddha means you go to heaven. No. So that is the meaning lah. You must realize. So the first thing we realize is that all these practices that we do are not for self-realization. Right? You cannot go to Nibbana by doing that. We agree. You cannot go to Nibbana by learning chanting. We agree. But know that when we learn chanting, our mind becomes calm and peaceful for us to understand things better. That's what we know lah. Correct. Then when we know, we give up all these rites and rituals. Don't think that, oh, if I can do this, you see, those days, in the time of the Buddha, there are a lot of rituals now. That says don't give up all these rituals. Number one, the Buddha says give up all rituals and all the animal sacrifice. See? Last time they like to do animal sacrifice, not our pai, our small thing. The Buddha is not interested, but the animal sacrifice. Those days, if the king dreams of something bad, go and see the soothsayer. They say you go and find one pair of every animal in the kingdom. One pair of cockerel, one pair of cat, one pair of dog, one pair of cows, one pair of horses. Every animal pair, dig a big hole, bury them. This is the solution. So this kind of practice, the Buddha says you don't do. Okay, this kind of practice are worthless. Okay, because those days they practice like that. There's another practice those days that if you wake up in the morning, you must touch the floor. On the right-hand side, you wake up, you must touch the floor. If you forget to touch the floor, you come, you brush your teeth, you go to work, you must go and find some cow dung and touch the cow dung. If you still forget that, then you have to go and find another grass or what, touch something. You must continue until you satisfy this kind of thing. So this kind of thing, the Buddha's pantang larang, tak boleh pakai lah. Remember in the Mangala Sutta, the Buddha says this pantang larang, tak boleh pakai one. So as long as we understand that this kind of ritual does not bring you salvation, does not bring you wisdom. These kind of rituals are only silly things that you do. So that's why the Buddha says like that. So, but we practice sometimes small rituals. We like to go new moon, full moon, we chant the suttas, we like to practice a bit of our Cikwe bulan 7, hantu bulan 7, Never mind, we put meaning into this practice. We say that this is the month of gratitude. We want to remember our loved ones. So, yes, not because we want to be enlightened. No, this is not enlightenment. We know, that is what the Buddha says. You must give up all these right and rituals, or you try to understand them, that this does not bring you salvation. Okay? So, when we do things, we must realize, okay, so that is one of the conditions that you can become a Sotapanna lah. Give up all this rite and ritual. Don't think that when you offer one pair of cow to the Buddha, you slaughter the cow or you slaughter the pig, slaughter this, you can be enlightened. No. This kind of practice, the animal sacrifice, because compassionate people, we cannot harm animals. Why must you go and sacrifice animals? So that's what the Buddha says. Lah. So we must realize that. Lah. Okay? Okay, Brother Richard. So that is the first step you do. Lah. You must make sure that you give up all these rituals, and then you must realize that this body of yours is not you yourself. Okay, that is you must realize not self, or you can call it non-self if you want. In Lakkhana Sutta, the Buddha says, is this body self? Is this body you? He said, no. Is the perception you? No. Is the feeling you? No. Is the mind you? No. Is the formation you? No. You are above all this. See? You see? So this is how the Buddha explains. So we must also realize that this is not ourself. This is a temporary body. Meaning you must try to understand the law of impermanence. Then when you understand the law of impermanence, correct? A bit not full, you understand. You know that everything must change. When you are happy, you know that these happiness will come to an end. When you are sad, you must know that this sadness, this grief comes to an end. Don't worry so much. This is temporary. When you win a lottery, you're happy. That is also temporary happiness. Your money finish, also you no more happy already. So you must realize all this. That is the meaning. So when we realize that all this body is not us. This material thing is not so critical. You're en route to enlightenment already, So you become first stage, you will reach the first stage, the Sotapanna. Then you develop a little bit more by trying to understand more of it, the law of impermanence, more of this detachment, let go your ego, which is very difficult, of course, but you got to count it slowly and slowly and slowly. Then you become an anagami, sakadagami, then anagami, then eventually you become an arahant. So if you can cultivate this flow, you can become an arahant in this life. If not, you just remain as a sotapanna, which the Buddha guarantees that you got only maximum of 7 lives, and then you will be enlightened. Once you are a sotapanna, your chances of enlightenment is there. 7 lives maximum. Okay? Okay, so last watch, he did this, and then the last watch, okay, he realized that, lah. Okay, so we will just continue, and then we will go into detail on this thing, lah. So enlightenment, I read for you, isn't it? What's called enlightenment is because the Buddha, his idea is he renounced everything, what for? To find a way to end this suffering. Okay, so now he realized how to end suffering. And the way to end suffering is non-detachment. It is non-attachment. As long as you are not attached, you won't come back in this life. But many of us are attached to this body. We love the body so much. We love our family so much. We love our property so much. So we still go on in the cycle. So from this core teaching of the Buddha, you realize that it is possible for you to be enlightened. Don't worry about 100 lives more, 200 lives. If you become a Sotapanna, you got 7 lives more only. The chances are very good now because we have the teachings to follow. So it is not impossible. From what we have studied, now it's not impossible. Okay, brother? Okay, so I think since you all are chanters, we will talk about this a bit better instead of Okay, I will cover to you. So when we say the Buddha, what is the Buddha? Huh? You see, okay, now we always chant the Itipiso. Remember, Itipiso is a very good chant. Huh? Itipiso, you can use this chanting when you are alone or when you feel frightened or you feel there's some third dimension there or whatever you feel, you can chant Itipiso. Learn Itipiso by heart. Then whatever is there, all these beings will not harm you. All these beings will not harm you, they will leave you alone. Okay? They will not frighten you. Lah. So when we chant Itipiso, we have actually covered this during, okay, never mind, but I assume that I did not cover much in detail last time. Lah. Okay. So Itipiso, let's get a volunteer to chant for us. Lah. I got no voice today. Who wants to volunteer to chant Itipiso? I nominate. I nominate. So, Sister Q, you ready? Or Itipiso?
Okay. Itipiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vicacharana sampano sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati satta deva manussanam buddho bhagavati.
Okay, T is the last word they put to say that it's ing lah. Huh? Okay, je don't have T lah. I should put Bhagavad. Okay. Okay, so briefly, we chant the Itipiso because Itipiso means these are the 9 qualities of the Buddha. Okay? What are the 9 qualities of the Buddha? Itipiso Bhagava. We say that this Bhagava is an Arahan. Arahang is Arahan lah. Or Arahat. Okay, in part called Arahat, but colloquially, a lot of people use Sanskrit and they call it Arahan. Okay, so might use Arahan also possible. So now we are saying that the Buddha is an Arahan, correct? Meaning he has overcome greed, hatred, and delusion. Correct? If we can overcome greed, hatred, and delusion, then we are already an Arahan. Then we live today. If you can do that, you will be living and experiencing Nibbana. You don't have to die to go to Nibbana. Buddhism is the only religion that says that you can experience your ultimate goal even when you're alive. So if you can give up greed completely, hatred completely, and you're not deluded, you are an Arahant. No more birth, rebirth for you. You will live in this world. Your world is, this world is your Nibbana actually. Okay, when you die, then you go to Nibbana again. We say you go to Nibbana because it's just a colloquial term. Actually, Nibbana for us is not a place. It's a state of mind. But not you say you go to Nibbana, easier to understand. It's just a colloquial term. It does not mean a place. Okay, so now if you have given up greed, hatred, and delusion, your mind is free. You have no more fear. Fear of losing, fear of being shamed by people. Your ego is no more there. And then you have no more attachment, you have no fear. Correct? That is the state of bliss. If you can live a life without fear. Today we have a lot of fears in us. Sometimes we think of family. I hope that nothing bad comes to them. Sometimes we think of our property. I hope my property I can share properly. Macam-macam of things we have lah. But if you can live without all this macam-macam to disturb you, you are living in ultimate bliss. And that is called an Arahant. Okay? Then he's also a Samma Sambuddho. Remember, Itipiso Bhagava Arahang, then Samma Sambuddho. Samma Sambuddho means he's a fully enlightened one. I think we have discussed this many times now. Fully enlightened means he has a teacher who taught him to be enlightened. So now here, Brother Richard, to answer your question. The Buddha needed a lot of many lives because he has no guide. Nobody tells him that Follow the Four Noble Truths, follow the Eightfold Path. He has nobody. Everybody teaches him a lot of wrong things. So he's been going around in cycles lah. They do self-mortification, they do macam-macam lah. So he can never be enlightened. Until he found his own solution. That's why he's called a Sammasambuddha. He's a fully enlightened Buddha when he started preaching. Okay, Sammasambuddha is a fully enlightened Buddha who has a theory, who goes out to teach. Okay, we have covered that now. Pachaka Buddhas are silent Buddhas who doesn't teach. Arahan are people like us. That's our inspiration to become an Arahan. So that we are also enlightened. Through the teaching of Buddha, then we become an Arahan. So we say he's a Vijayacharana Sampanno. So when you chant, you must try to reflect, he's an Arahan, he's a Sammasambuddha, he's also Vijayacharana Sampanno. Vijayacharana Sampanno, meaning to say that he has knowledge and his conduct is excellent. Okay, some people have knowledge, conduct tak boleh pakai, correct? Some people conduct very good but no knowledge. But Buddha is a person who has knowledge and his conduct is also excellent. Meaning in simple terms to understand is what the Buddha tells you in front of you and what the Buddha tells behind you is the same thing. He is not a hypocrite. He doesn't say something nice in front of you and behind you say something bad. His conduct is not like that. His conduct is very good, very pure, very perfect. He tells you in front of you or behind you, the story remains the same. He does not say things to please you, right? Or he doesn't go behind you and start talking bad about you. That is not the Buddha. And he has got perfect knowledge and perfect conduct. So that is called a Vijayacharana Sampanno. Okay? So Devi, okay?
Okay, Buddha.
Can,
Yeah.
You can stop me anytime lah. Okay, so now after that we say that he's Sugato. Sugato is a great speaker. He knows when to speak and how to speak. Okay, now he's a great speaker. If you refer to your Maha Jaya Mangala Gata, isn't it? No, Jaya Mangala Gata, we sing Bahum Sahasa Mabinim, isn't it? You will see the story whereby he also was challenged by Sakacha, isn't it? Who was a great orator those days? Is Sachang Vihaya Mati Sach Chakavada Ketung. So this is Sachaka. Sachaka is a very eloquent speaker, very arrogant, very eloquent, He challenged everybody. He says, I can challenge the Buddha also. You call him also, I can outspeak him. When I speak to him, he'll run away also, Correct? So one day the Buddha went to see him. When the Buddha saw him, of course, the Buddha outspoke him. Correct? And then made him a disciple of the Buddha. So that's why we mean a Buddha is a great speaker. He knows when to speak. You see, sometimes we have the truth to say, sometimes. But you must know when to speak. Don't simply speak anytime you want to speak. Sometimes we just simply talk. We don't know whom we are talking to. We enemy offend people, Yes, that is the truth. I agree. But the truth can hurt also, isn't it? Sometimes. So you must be careful. Speak when the time is right. So the Buddha knows when to speak. There are many stories about this. Later we will cover many more stories. So the Buddha knows when to speak, how to speak. Okay? People like us sometimes a bit hasty when we get angry, we scold, or we think we know the truth, we simply blare out the truth and then we hurt people. Sometimes this truth doesn't help. So might as well just what to do? Better to keep quiet stupid Correct. Then when the time is right, then you say it out. So the Buddha is that nice. He knows when to speak and knows how to speak, and then he knows what to speak. Okay. Then we see the Vijayacharana Sampanno Loka Vidu. Loka Vidu means Loka is world, knower of the worlds. That means he knows, Buddhism is also the only religion that Leon said that there is other planets and other beings outside the world, Huh? Correct. In other religion, they only talk about maybe the heaven, the hell, and earth. But Buddhism talk about the 31 planes of existence. Huh? 31 planes of existence, and there are many, many beings in the universe. In the whole universe, the Buddha says there are many other beings also. So he has seen the world when he was enlightened. He has traveled. Remember, we say he traveled everywhere and see his past birth and all that. So he is also knower of the worlds. Okay, not only he knows only heaven, hell, and earth. No, he knows the 31 planes of existence and also everything. And then he's also Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati, meaning he's the best teacher who can bring the wayward back into the fold. The best example is this Angulimala, Angulimala, the serial killer. Remember the serial killer who was killing on a killing spree. He wanted to make a garland of 1,000 little fingers, to give to his sister. He has achieved 999.
Sorry,
Ah,
Brother, sorry to interrupt you.
ah,
Go back to number 5, local widow. So
ah,
got pins in other place everywhere. Now,
yeah.
human has landed on the moon.
Mm,
So, but so probably they have not explored the detail. They don't find any beings there.
yeah, correct. Okay, there's only one solar system only, brother.
Yeah, there are many
There's only
other
one
solar
solar
systems.
system.
Yeah,
There are many other solar systems,
yeah,
Many with the same structure where there is Earth and maybe moon, maybe 3 moons or 4 moons or 1 moon, and they all go around the sun as a source of energy. So there are many other solar systems also in the universe.
yeah. Which human being has not explored there.
Explore. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
the one that human beings so far now is go to explore on to the moon.
yes,
But
yes,
so
yeah.
there's maybe unseen being there.
No, because they are, like I've said, not necessarily all the planets have beings, or we have not explored in full yet, right? Because that Earth, Moon, and Sun is only one solar system, but there are many other solar systems in the universe. That evolve, that the Earth is still there, living beings and other planets supporting, Huh?
Mm.
Okay, anyway, like you say, you can say that we have not really explored the moon, we just landed and then one spot only,
Okay.
But again, the Buddha says there are many other solar systems, In the Milky Way, there are many solar systems that has got Earth and another sun somewhere, and the Earth revolves around the sun also. The moon is there also. Maybe some planets have 2 moons, some planets have 3 moons, yeah, and that is another solar system, right? So the
Okay.
Buddha has explored the solar systems in the world, you can say that. And also the other way to understand is you can say that the Buddha has explored the 31 planes of existence, the Deva realm and the Brahma realm. That is another way,
Mm.
Okay. Or we say that the Buddha also, this three world system is the world system of the greed, the world system of the hatred, and world system of the deluded. So the Buddha was this three world system. People who are greedy, the Buddha has explored and know and understood everybody, the behavior of the greedy people and the consequences of the greedy people. The Buddha has also explored the world of the greed, hatred, people with lots of hatred, how they react, what are the controversies and all those things are the characteristics. Also can So we say the Buddha is a knower of the world You want to go from your body itself, the Buddha knows our three kind of feelings, or the Buddha knows about the 31 plane of existence, okay, and 31 plane of existence, and the Buddha knows the solar system, the whole solar system also. That's why the
About
Buddha
the
explained. Ah,
Brother Tan, talking about the 31 realm of existence. So
ah.
far, okay, we can see it's human realm, animal realm on Earth.
Yeah, yeah.
The others are just, what do you mean?
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
maybe a different form of beings we can see. Is it?
Yes, yes. The ghost realm, sometimes people see, sometimes people can see the ghost also. Sometimes people can see that, but okay. Okay. We,
So, so the realm that me goes is on the Earth realm where we are on Earth here.
yes, but we call it another realm, lah, the woeful realm, lah. We call it another realm, lah. We got the Avicii hell, right? That's where people are all burning and hot iron piercing them and all those things, lah. All full of suffering, no chance for anything. That is called Avicii hell. And people go to Avicii hell, there are 5 heinous crimes. Okay, if somebody who killed the mother will definitely go to Avicii hell. No compromise. Okay, the 5 heinous crime with no compromise. Number 1, killing of mother. Number 2, killing of father. Okay. Number 3, killing of an arahant. Okay, if you kill an arahant, also terus no bagian, terus go to Avicii hell. Burning for eons lah. Number 4, if you hurt the Buddha. If there is an enlightened Buddha, we do not know, we hurt him by chance, I think we have to go to Avicii hell. 4 conditions. And the 5th condition, if you cause schism in the Sangha, you cause the Sangha to fight, or you cause the Buddhism to that is called schism. Okay, and that one also no ampun. Terus Avicii hell. So these are the 5 heinous crime that we must not do. Because if you commit this crime, no matter how good you do, whatever good you do, you will still land yourself in Avicii hell first. Okay, no compromise. And then, of course, there are other heinous crimes. Maybe you become a very serial killer or whatever. But these 5 are the very popular about. Don't fall for these 5 heinous crimes. Okay? Then we got the realm of a hungry ghost, whereby we do less, we don't kill our parents, we follow our bad things, we can be born as a hungry ghost. Okay, or be born as a Azura realm. Correct? Or you can be born as an animal. So these are the 4 woeful realms. Then the human realm are actually called the Kamaloka. Kamaloka are the human realm plus the 6 Deva realm. We are actually in a very, very fortunate realm. Okay, human realm is a very fortunate realm. And then the 6 Deva realm of us. Okay, so if you do good, you can be born a human again, or you can go back to be a Deva. Okay, then after that, there are 16 Brahma realm. So if you do even better than just an ordinary Deva, you do a lot of meditation or whatever it is, you can be born as a Brahma. And there are 16 Brahma realms, 16 levels of Brahma. Okay? And then the last 4 are called the Arupa realm, whereby they only have consciousness there, but no body, no faculties to learn, to eat, to smell, to touch, nothing. Only your consciousness remains there. You will remain there until all your good karma is finished. You'll be reborn. That's all. Okay, so that is called the Arupa realm. There are 4 Arupa realms, and you can go into detail again. The perception on perception and all those things. Okay, brother?
No, okay. Sorry, the other question.
Ah,
Human being we is one realm. We say on Earth.
yes, yes.
And then you said the nirvana is just a state of mind, right?
No, Nibbana is not included in this. For Nibbana does not exist and Nibbana exists. Okay, Nibbana is a different entity altogether.
Okay, all
Nibbana
right.
is not included. Yeah,
Okay, so the other realm,
yeah.
in what form in this realm? There are 31 planes. So
Yeah.
where is all these planes exist?
Okay.
So
Okay.
because Earth, we know very well human realm. We
Yes.
have seen itself, we have experienced the animal
Yeah.
realm, you know. But
Yeah.
then for the other realm, in what way or form is there a place, or is just somewhere in the sky, or somewhere or another planet, or what?
Yeah. Okay. I cannot really tell you exactly, brother. I've not been there, lah. Maybe I've been there before, lah. I don't know. I forgot. But okay, nevertheless, the book says these are actually the state of mind. If we say you are born in Avicii hell, okay, Avicii hell is supposed to be down, deep down in earth, lah. Okay, whereby it's all fire, fire, fire. That's all. Okay, it's all burning, 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 burning. That's all. Meaning that you will be suffering, 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 and suffering. Okay, that is called Avicii hell. Huh? There is no help. Avicii hell. Moggallana's mother was there also. And then whatever food you feed to her, the food becomes burning charcoal. No help. It's all burning, burning, burning. Okay, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
it can
yeah.
reflect.
Sorry to interrupt. That means there is a certain place lah where this is happening lah. A certain
Okay
place.
lah. In the book will say it's a certain place. Also, we can say it's a state of mind lah. It can be. You can say it's a certain place or it's a state of mind. Okay, we say it's a place lah. Better is it to understand now? Huh? Okay, for our discussion, we say it's the place lah. Yes, there is a place whereby every beings there are suffering and being tortured, and they burn and they eat. They cannot eat. They are being tortured every day. Sometimes you see pictures, you go to temples, you have these pictures. That is Avicii. Okay, there's a place whereby you are only, there's full of living there. Correct. Then
Means
another place,
all the realm there were certain place lah for this being Deva to be there.
I
There's a
guess
certain,
so. Yes, yes. But in the way the Buddha described it like that, the Buddha, I mean, the way it is in the commentaries are like that. Okay. Yes, yes. It is all in a place. And then the five realms we are okay. Then you say you can see the animal. You agree? And us, we are very coarse body lah. Okay. Okay. So we have a very coarse body. The animals and us have coarse body whereby we can see. Then you go to the Brahma realm. They are fine. They have a subtle body. Okay, they are described as very subtle body, transparent, translucent, maybe like light floating and all that lah. So that's life of a deva lah. They don't have a coarse body like ours lah. Their body is not as coarse as ours lah. That means you cannot see the body lah. Okay, the body is very translucent, very very nice lah. And then it goes nicer and nicer and nicer until all the six deva realm lah. Then you go to the Brahma realm, they call the fine material realm. They even more high class lah, more fine lah. Um, that is what the book says lah. Because I like I've said, certain things I cannot express myself because I have not been there or I've been there and I've forgotten, so I cannot express myself. But the book says that they go there, they become very, very nice, very, very pretty. The body is different from our body. They don't have a coarse body like ours.
yeah,
Right?
okay. During Buddha time, Buddha is able to go to all these realms. So besides Buddha, is there any other Arahan or be able to go to all these realms?
Yes, yes.
Only
Moggallana has.
only Buddha can do it.
No, no, no. If you have the psychic power, you can go. But you cannot see all the realms. If you have certain psychic power, you can see certain realms lah. Okay. Example, Moggallana has that psychic power as strong, as powerful as the Buddha. So Moggallana, when he was enlightened, when he achieved this power, he went to visit Avicii hell. He knew that his mother was in Avicii hell. So Moggallana went to visit Avicii hell to look for the mother and saw her there hungry, very suffering state. So Moggallana took some food and tried to feed her. And each time Moggallana fed her, that food in the spoon became burning charcoal. She cannot enjoy the food. Okay, so Moggallana has that power to go. Yes, if you have cultivated and achieved certain level of psychic power, I guess you can go there. You can visit. Yes, not only the Buddha. Yes. Huh?
So I mean, when they visited all these realms, so it's not physical body that go there; it's all the mind or that
Mind only
travel.
will go lah. Correct lah. Correct. Yes. Yes. Yes.
It's
Yes.
not a physical body, right?
Yeah, no, 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 no. Correct. It's not suitable for that place lah. Our physical body is suitable for that place lah.
Ah,
Yeah. Our body is designed for Earth lah. Yeah. The mind only goes lah.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we talk about
Okay.
Anuttara Purisa
Sorry, I
Dhammasara.
interrupt. So,
Huh?
yeah.
No, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I'm sure the rest will benefit also, isn't it? Huh? Otherwise, very boring lah. Just go through only.
I'm not sure whether it is a silly question when asking or not.
No, 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 it's okay, it's okay. Yeah, I think it is not silly lah because uh, there are a lot of things that we don't understand, but does not mean that that I can explain until you understand. Okay, number why I am not able to let you understand fully the Dhamma because I am not enlightened. Okay, if the person is enlightened, he can teach you and you can understand clearer. The Buddha, for example, if you have a chance to meet the Buddha, one word from him, you enlightened. From me, 1 million words also, you cannot be enlightened. I'm not enlightened, ma. You know, so that so but we can share you what the book says, and you contemplate yourself, and you reflect on it and try to understand better. You may understand it differently from what I understand. Okay, so never mind. Don't worry. Nobody is wrong, but it's your own cultivation.
Right. Okay.
Our own
Yeah.
cultivation, how we understand things, how we perceive things lah. There are a lot of times I sit and think also lah. Like why you're asking the questions. Maybe I've asked myself this question before lah. Yeah. But I guess in Buddhism, it's all about the mind lah. The mind. Okay, Nibbana is a state of mind lah. That's why Nibbana is not in the 31 plane of existence. It doesn't appear there. Okay. It only appears up to the Arupa realm only. Okay, then Anuttara Purisa Dhammasarati, he's the best teacher who can bring the wayward back to the fold. Like I say, you refer this to the Angulimala story. You know, Angulimala who killed 999 people also can become an Arahant through the teaching of the Buddha. You see? So how the Buddha can teach people lah? Correct? For us, if we catch hold of Angulimala, we should punish him lah, correct or not? Go to court lah, punish him lah, sentence to death lah. But the Buddha didn't do that. The Buddha taught subtly and then he became enlightened himself lah. So Satta Deva Manusanang is a teacher of gods and men. So the Buddha is known to be teacher of gods and men. Lord Saka always come down to get advice from the Buddha also. Send his people down to ask the Buddha many questions. Saka Pangha Sutta, you read a lot, many questions asked by Lord Saka to the Buddha. Okay, so he's known as teacher of gods and men. So Buddha, Kenya Buddha means he knows the Four Noble Truths and he has realized the Four Noble Truths. He's the Bhagava, means endowed with special power. So when we chant this Itiviso Bhagava Arahang, we must reflect on the meaning of this sutta. That's why I say that if you recite this, you are telling the beings who maybe you say you're troubled by other beings. When you recite this, you're telling the being that you are a disciple or a follower of the Buddha. They will not disturb you. They all have full respect for the Buddha. All the beings, all the gods and all the devas, all have great respect for the Buddha. So if you follow the teachings of the Buddha, you are protected by them. Okay? Okay, then what do I want to go on now? What's my next one that I have here? Oh, Arahang no need lah. I've covered this already. Okay. Now we talk about okay the Vicharana. All this covered lah. I told you all this lah. On the notes I can send to you. So lah the notes no problem. Send you the notes. So okay. Then the 7 weeks of the Enlightenment. Never mind, I send you the notes better. I don't need to read through all this. We can spend time to discuss better. Okay, this one maybe we can talk a bit lah. Hold on. Can you see my screen or is this? You can see the screen now, isn't it?
Yes,
You
yes.
see the Buddha and then the two people lah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so okay, this one are the first two lay disciples of the Buddha lah. This one is very. I mean, we just talk briefly lah. These are the lay disciples of the Buddha. What does that mean? These two merchants lah, they're called Balika and Tapasu. Okay, believed to be from Myanmar. Okay, they took only two refuge. Remember, when the Buddha was enlightened, he was alone. These were the first two lay disciples. They had a dream and all those things lah. Stories here. They were dream and then the former relatives say, you go and visit this man. He's enlightened. Go and do offering. A lot of blessings you get. So these two went, So when then the Buddha not actually ordained anybody yet, he's alone. That's why they say the first two disciples of the Buddha only took the two refuges only the Buddha and the Dhamma. There is no Sangha yet. Okay? That is to understand what is the Buddha and Sangha lah. We take the three refuge because now we got the members of the Mahasangha. Last time, during the time of these two gentlemen, they don't have. Okay, so story of these two gentlemen is now if you go to Burma, you go to Myanmar now at Sharagon, is it?
Sure.
Shiragon, is it? Okay, the golden pagoda. Okay. Story is that the golden pagoda actually is the place where they kept the Buddha's hair. These two merchants, when they met the Buddha, they gave offering to the Buddha. They gave him food, and then they took the two refuge lah. That means they became Buddhists lah. These are the first two Buddhists in the world actually lah. So they took two refuge, and then they gave Buddha food, and then they asked Buddha for souvenir lah, in case I can take anything back to my country. So the Buddha just pull whatever is on his head, his hair, then give it to them lah. So story goes that actually that at Sri Dagon, the golden Chetia there, and the golden Chetia, actually the Buddha's hair is there. They kept the Buddha's hair there, and they built a very big Chetia there. So if you want to go to this place, you must visit in the evening. You go visit in the evening. Very nice, golden. You can see everything very shining. And then the place is very, 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 has a lot of vibration. If you visit there, you will feel that it is different. So story goes that the Buddha's hair is there. Some of the Buddha's hair, two strands, they say. Two gentlemen brought back the Buddha's hair there. Okay? How many of you have been there? Sri Dagon? Okay. That was the first two disciples of the Buddha. Okay? Now, who is this gentleman now? This naked ascetic, who is he, you think, Okay, this gentleman has wasted his life. He rugi banyak lah, okay? He is called Upaka, ascetic Upaka. He saw the Buddha, pure and clean is your complexion. He asked the Buddha, he tells the Buddha, on what account or whom have your renunciation been made friend? Okay, who is your teacher? Whose doctrine do you profess? So this Upaka asked the Buddha. So nice, pure, so respectable. Who is your master? What's your doctrine? And the Buddha answered him. The Buddha replied, all I overcome, all I do, all I know. From all am I detached, all have I renounced. Wholly absorbed am I in the destruction of craving, That's arhanship. Having comprehended all by myself. Remember, he is a Sama Sambuddha, means he know it all by himself. No teachers, huh? Yes, no teacher that brought him to enlightenment, okay? Okay, having comprehended all by myself. Whom shall I call my teacher? No teacher have I. The Buddha told him. Okay? I have no teacher. I realize it myself. Huh? And equal to me there is not. In the world, including gods, there is no rival to me. Indeed, an arahant am I in the world. An unsurpassed teacher am I. Alone am I. The all enlightened, cool peace am I. To establish the will of the Dhamma. To the city of Kasi I go. In this blind world, I shall beat the drum of deathlessness. Okay, so he explained to this Upaka, this is what I am. But Upaka doesn't believe him. He wasted, as I said, this man wasted all the great opportunity to become the first disciple of the Buddha, to become an Arahant. He shook his head and he went away. See, so sometimes you are like that. We have got great things that we can benefit, but we overlooked. We think, yeah, not important, yeah, this fellow is talking nonsense, So this is actually the story behind it is like that. Now we have missed great opportunities in our life, just like Upaka. So when you see people missing great opportunities, you can reflect on Upaka, telling you like Upaka. You see, met the Buddha but didn't want to listen to the Buddha, didn't trust the Buddha. And he walked away, wasted his opportunity. So that is the story of Upaka. Huh? So that story can reflect every time you see somebody who, like giving apa to pearls to swines they don't understand like give pearls to swines, isn't it? The saying goes like that, isn't it? Okay, so that's where the Buddha after Upaka, then the Buddha went and looked for his 5 friends. Okay, that's where the Buddha went and looked for his 5 friends, whom the Buddha taught and knew that they will benefit from his teaching. The others don't understand. That's why the Buddha don't teach earlier. But they don't understand. You tell them like giving pearls to swines, they don't understand. What for you give pearls to swines? Correct. So this is the case lah. Case of in the Buddhist context, you are upaka lah. You wasted the opportunity lah. We tell them lah. People who don't want to believe you or people, you know, so they are upaka lah, upakas lah. They don't want to listen lah. They think they're clever lah. So they wasted the opportunity lah. Then the Buddha made his way to look for his 5 monks. Okay. So I think we will stop here lah, isn't it? And we can have a quick discussion on what you want to say or whatever it is lah. How do I end my? Okay, so from what we discussed, anybody got any questions, or we can divert a bit here and there, no problem, don't worry. We make it more interesting lah. Okay, anybody has anything to ask? So Kim Chu, anything to ask?
No, I used to think when I was young, like I think I was in my teens, and then the thought came to me, where is God? We were all talking of God. We were thinking about the Christian. You want to be a Christian, then you got so many Malay friends. You got Allah. They always got God. He also got God. But when in terms of Buddhist, I always stand there. Where is God? I always ask that questions to myself when I was a teenager. And then I come to a terms, I always look up in the sky and say, I think you do exist, but I do not know where you are. You know, that took me a long time to come into realization about Buddhism. See? Then we come to know there's no God. There's no God. But there's no God. Why when things happen? How come there's no God yet things happening, you see? But after learning about Buddhism now, I've come to more realization of it. And then, like what Brother Richard was saying, where is this place? Where is this place? And then I saw so many deaths in my hands, like going through. And I even saw how people pass away, like my grandfather, my grandmother. It was right in my hand, and you see how the breath, so they come out like that. There are their other siblings that just like dying in the sleep, you know. So when you gone through so many deaths, I feel like what it is true. The body is just what we borrow is the body, but when you are gone, it's only your breath. So, and that is why what Brother Leng Huat was saying, that it must be somewhere, like Brother Richard saying, where is this place? We do not know. But I do believe that it exists somewhere.
Yeah.
Well,
Easier to understand that way, lah, but actually sometimes we say it's all in the mind, lah. Huh? These are all our yeah, okay. Anyway, this is another theory, lah, theory of emptiness, lah. You read, so most of these things are all emptiness, actually. Don't worry so much, it's all in the mind, lah, actually. Correct. Okay, particularly when we say, you see, the difficult part to understand is Nibbana, lah. Where is Nibbana, lah, but Nibbana is not a place, but then if not a place, it becomes very confusing, like, people won't understand what do you mean by not a place, then how to go to Nibbana. But we say that Nibbana, we don't go, we realize Nibbana. Nibbana is when we realize the Four Noble Truth, and then what happened is we will no more, we don't have rebirth anymore. Lah. Because as long as you are reborn, as long as you exist in any of these 31 planes, you are subject to exist means you must perish. Correct. Whatever exists must perish. That is the theory of the Buddha. Lah. Whatever exists must perish.
yeah.
So that is why we don't want to say Nibbana exists. Like we say Nibbana exists, then Nibbana also must perish. Correct. Because the theory of the Buddha is nothing is impermanent, Nothing is permanent. Remember? Everything is impermanent. The three universal truths. Anicca, dukkha, anatta. So everything is anicca. Everything is not permanent. So if we say Nibbana exists, then Nibbana is also not permanent. Correct? If the Buddha exists, then the Buddha is also not permanent. The Buddha must perish. Correct? So that is why it is difficult for us to understand this part. Lah. So we say that this is Sabbe Sankara Anicca, Sabbe Sankara Anatta, Sabbe Sankara Anicca, Sabbe Sankara Dukkha, Sabbe Dhamma Anatta. You see? This one we have, okay, never mind, since we're on the subject. So what it says here is whatever, what is intrinsic item, whatever is intrinsic in life, whatever exists, whatever is intrinsic, must perish, correct? Anicca, must perish, okay? Whatever exists must perish. Whatever exists is suffering. Okay? Whatever conditioned things exist means exist as conditioned things. Okay? All conditioned things. Okay, I'll rephrase for you. I think that this way. All conditions, all intrinsically conditioned, all conditioned things are subject to suffering. Correct? We all subject to suffering. Definitely, some or other we have got macam-macam suffering. All conditioned things are impermanent. Right? Now, sabbe dhamma anatta. We say sabbe sankara, this is sabbe dhamma means all conditioned and unconditioned things. Conditioned and unconditioned things are all without self. What are conditioned things? Okay, we are all conditioned things lah. Okay, we are without selves. Okay, and unconditioned things. So the unconditioned things are what? Things like Nibbana, things like the Buddha, they are also without selves. That's why it's difficult to understand that part lah. So, sabbe sankara anicca, sabbe sankara dukkha, sabbe sankara anicca, sabbe dhamma anatta. Correct. So all conditioned things must perish. All conditioned things leads you to suffering. But all conditioned and unconditioned things are not self. Meaning all intrinsically exist or intrinsically non-existent, they are all without self. Nibbana is included in the Dhamma. Sabbe Dhamma, small d, Sabbe Dhamma, I call the three universal truths lah.
Brother,
Universal. Ah,
you're talking about 7 lives.
ah,
Like,
ah.
what does that really means?
Okay, if you become a Sotapanna, okay, the book says that you are very lucky. You need only 7 more lives to become enlightened, to become an arahant. Does not mean you need all 7 lives, If you're lucky, you need only 1 or 2 more lives, you can be enlightened. Because you are already en route to enlightenment, you are already a Sotapanna, correct? That means you die and you are reborn one more time, you can achieve higher understanding. Maximum 7 times, you will become arahant. But in many cases, people are reborn 2 or 3 times, become arahant. They don't go, but maximum 7 times you will become. That is a condition lah. Sotapanna, you only need to live 7 more lives to become enlightenment, to become enlightened. Maximum of 7 lives. If you're a Sakadagami, which is called a once returner, isn't it? Once returner means you need 1 life lah, 1 more rebirth to become Arahant lah. If you're Anagami, means non-returner lah. That means from where you are, you cultivate there lah. You don't have to reborn into this earth again lah. You don't have to return to this earth lah. From where you are, you cultivate and you be Arahant lah. So you got 7 birth, 1 birth, and non-returner. Anagami is non-returner.
Brother Tan, the Sotapanna 7 birth will be rebirth on earth lah.
Yes. You need 7 more births to go through lah. Cultivate until you realize enlightenment. Until you become an arahant lah. You need 7 more lives on earth lah. Maximum 7 lah. Maximum. Not must need 7 maximum. These sort of things are very difficult to understand. We have to go slowly lah. We will go through the life of the Buddha slowly. Then we will encounter. I don't mind you all asking in between so that you attend next week's discussion so that we can go, and then we will see deeply lah. We have not gone into Dhammacakka yet. Until we meet the 5, then we will go to Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, then we will be. Okay, if there's no further questions, we can end our session now lah. Okay. So, brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, we have spent 1 hour and 40 minutes discussing the life of the Buddha. And like I always said, when we are all in deep concentration, all discussing life of the Buddha, our mind is concentrated on good thoughts only, neutral thoughts and good thoughts. No unwholesome thoughts came to our mind. And this is the time where we accrue abundance of merits. And these merits we dedicate to all our protective devas, and we hope that they will continue, they will rejoice in these merits, and they will eventually attain the perfect bliss of Nibbana. And by virtue of these merits, they will continue to bless us with health, longevity, success, happiness, prosperity, and above all, wisdom. Wisdom to continue to walk the Buddha's path. We must also recall to mind the names of loved ones who are no more with us. We hope that we dedicate these merits to them. They too rejoice in these merits, and they will shower unto all of us here the choicest blessings and protection. However, in the event that if they need these merits to help them in their spiritual well-being, may these merits reach them and help them in their spiritual well-being. Our aspiration as always, may we be blessed with the company of the good and the wise always. May we not follow the ways of the foolish. May we be blessed with good friends and good teachers who can guide us along the path of the Dhamma until we reach our final liberation, Nibbana. Etavata cha amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva sabbe satta sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampati setya idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo Imina punya kammena mame bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yavani manapatya sadhu sadhu sadhu